It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Space City, Houston, Texans, and NRG Stadium. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
About ready to get this one started. Jaime Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from Houston. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers.
There's not many guys, Mike, in NFL history that while their career is still ongoing, they already are considered a no-brainer finding themselves in Canton one day. And this guy is certainly at the top of the list. Let's not forget, this is not some washed-up quarterback who can't let go of the past. He is still capable of playing at an all-pro level, and if he continues to do so, any team he's on is going to be a Super Bowl contender.
Rodgers going to put it up to get started. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target, and it'll bring up second down. On the ground, it's Jalen Warren. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. A tough spot here. Third and long. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. On fourth down, here's Cameron Johnston to punt for Pittsburgh. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the number one goal of every team, every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over. The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike, I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Throwing is Stroud. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Here's Stroud. To the right side, and Kirk's got it. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
Here's Austin to return. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Steelers offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. First carry for one of the most versatile players in the league, Cordero Patterson. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run the toss with Warren. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Kamari Lassiter there on the stop. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Third and 5. From the gun, Rodgers. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Well, I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single first down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait till their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. Texans offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. Round. They'll begin anew here in this scoreless game. It's 1st and 10. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. But some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Off the play fake, here's Stroud. Now he'll run. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Now, Stroud. He's got his tight end. It's Schultz. He's going to have the 1st down, and that one good for 9. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Here's a 2nd and 12. Stroud gonna set up to throw. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet inbounds.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. He'll start this on the ground with Warren, and he'll get about 5. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
3rd and short yardage, it's Rodgers. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. On play action, Stroud. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A 1st down. Stroud. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. First and 10. Back to throw, Stroud. Open man, the tight end, Brevin Jordan.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Stroud. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
Third and long. To throw, it's Stroud. That is out quickly into the hands of Kirk. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch and they can't get out in front. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown, but at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Steelers' offense make their way out to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. The master of play action, Rodgers. He's going to keep it himself.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
They face 2nd down and 7. On play action, Rodgers. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, pass rusher extraordinaire, in action again.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
Third and long for Rodgers. That'll be caught. It's Metcalf. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
A-Rod down to throw on 1st down. That's complete. Calvin Austin. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 35-yard line. The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route, on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
On the handoff, this is Warren. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
On third down, Rodgers. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the first quarter. Two different players each reporting a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection, how can we get extra bodies and extra attention, because we still got a long way to go in this one.
So the two sides going to make that long walk to the other end of the field. It's the Texans who have the early lead. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They will work the middle with Mixon. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. They'll go play action with Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. To the right side, and Kirk's got it. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. They'll run out of the gun with Mixon. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Stroud gonna tuck this one on the zone read. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner, the quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. Second down and 8. A run here with Mixon. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. Here's 3rd and 2. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback, and even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. This one is caught by Kirk. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Here's a toss right side to Mixon. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Here's Stroud. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll try to run for it. And he is going to have a Texans first down. At least it appears that way. He got it maybe by the length of the football.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
He'll get this out to his running back. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
On 2nd down, Stroud. Good blocking, and he's in. C.J. Stroud. Touchdown, Texans. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Texans are out to a 10-0 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Steelers offense ready for this next possession. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. On the ground, here comes Patterson. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's Warren. Warren, 1st down. And more. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
1st down for Aaron. That's complete to Metcalf. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down. From the gun, Rodgers. He finds Austin with the grab. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got it at the 3. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, Man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually,
and he will fight his way to the end zone. Jaylen Warren, touchdown Pittsburgh. Chris Boswell on for the point after. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Mixon. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
They try to work the screen with Mixon. And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well. Here's Stroud. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing is Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a 1st down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points, but either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, You want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Back to throw. Stroud. To the left side, into the hands of Collins. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
Throw left side, taken in by Kirk. And he's in! Christian Kirk, touchdown, Houston.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans will get out in front 17-7. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Now a timeout signal form, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break. Here's Rodgers. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. Rodgers. This one uncorked, looking for Woods. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered, and that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. It was a terrific first half from the former Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Texans offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. Now, Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Collins. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer.
On play action, Stroud. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Now he takes off. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. There's that man again, another catch. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Stroud going to set up to throw. That's to the right side and incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Stroud to throw. That is caught. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws...
the blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
I don't hate the play call. The best opportunity to throw the ball down this close to the goal line is usually on 1st or 2nd down, Mike. The issue here is the quarterback has to know, if my first read is not open, this ball needs to be thrown out the back of the end zone. You cannot take a sack this close to the goal line.
Now from the 9, it'll be 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. This is the 8th play of this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Here's Stroud. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
You can tell what the decision is about how they want to approach fourth down by what they call on third down. If that was a run play, then they were going to go for it on fourth. But because it was a pass, and then they take a sack, I think this coach on fourth down is leaning towards settling for 3.
Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This from 30 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans will extend their third quarter lead. Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Steelers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up 3rd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go right back to Mixon. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. To throw, it's Stroud. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
The Texans set to punt this one away, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The visitors' offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. This one grabbed by Austin. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Patterson. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's a handoff to Warren. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down. A give, and here's Johnson. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Kalen Bullock there on the tackle. Second and 7. Another run here with Johnson. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. It is Azeez Al-Shire with the stop. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Now on 4th down, the veteran Chris Boswell on for the Steelers. This from 40 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead. Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. Here's Berrios on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
A second down throw for Stroud. This one complete to Higgins. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. To throw is Stroud. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. Here's Mixon. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Stroud. A ball deep for the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly, and even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got the veteran, that's Robert Woods. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Steeler first down.
First rule of backed up offense, get the first down. The last thing you want to do, punt the ball back and give your opponent a short field. Mission accomplished. Now, can they maintain possession long enough to see if they can cap this drive off with some points?
And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, if you're going to run the ball in the middle of this defensive line, you better block the big man in the middle, Mike. What a great job, not only defeating his blocks, but being able to penetrate enough to take the ball carrier down for a loss. That is a great play by the big man inside.
Rodgers now. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Rodgers to throw. This one intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Texans offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. They will work the middle with Mixon. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud to the right side, and Kirk's got it. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a 1st down to boot.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Schultz is the motion man. They'll run on 1st down with Mixon. And he's into the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, when to hit the hole as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Fairbairn to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Texans will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. Catch made. That's Woods. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still finish on a high note. You walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Rodgers. He finds Austin with the grab. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. That'll be caught. It's Metcalf. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To the air once more. It's Rodgers. That's caught downfield by Smith. A 19-yard pickup there. That's a Steeler 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Not much there. Maybe a yard. Once again, and he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Off-balance throw. It's complete. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping him short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and Christian Kirk getting set for their next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. On 1st down, they'll start with Mixon. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Second down, here's a run, and here's Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
That is caught, finding Higgins. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Stroud gonna tuck this one on the zone read. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
A run here with Mixon. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Here's Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down.
Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. On the option, they give it to Mixon. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now Mixon, and he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. They face second down and 7. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. 1:54 to go. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This a 44-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Texans will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter. Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. Metcalf makes the grab again. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Rodgers going up top again. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Looking to double up here, score the touchdown. They want more. They're lining up for an onside kick.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
Stroud down to a knee. And that should put the finishing touches on this one. Second and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Texans. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. In the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say, so long from Houston.